Well, it's very serious now, Tash. It's nearly upon us. Mikaela Mayer. It's a really intriguing fight. You've been in these big fights. You're very seasoned now, both amateur and pro in all of this. But, you know, at this stage of the career, how excited are you to be getting in there with Mayer? She's had lots to say and, again, is obviously going to come with plenty of ambition.
Yeah, I mean, these are the fights I want. You know, she brings a lot to the table. And I think that, you know what it's like, that fear factor brings out the best in you. You're either going to fight or flight, and I feel like every time I'm asked to step up, I do that. And the most dangerous fights for me, I feel, are the ones that I should win.
Yeah. Tash, I'm right in saying I think there's a lot of similarities between you and Mikaela, because you both do a lot of punditry outside of the training, the fighting. Have you worked alongside Mikaela before?
I don't think I have.
You've not, right? Okay.
No, I don't think I have. Yeah.
I know you've been in company and spoken.
Yeah.
You seem to get on well and stuff like
listen,
that.
there's no
respectful.
issue.
Yeah.
There's
but I didn't know whether you have worked together as well.
No,
yeah.
I don't think we have.
Okay.
I think on Sky, like, she's coming as I've been doing it, and we've had like a back and forth.
Yeah.
But apart from that, I can't remember working alongside her, at least anyway.
She's very comfortable over here now, isn't she? She's really kind of, you know, made an impact, made a name for herself. As you say, done a bit of punditry. Everyone knows who she is. I mean, that must help you as well. You don't really need to sell a fight of this magnitude, but it's good that everybody knows all about her as well.
Yeah, I think there's only so many females in boxing that people know, warm to, like, and just are aware of because of the demographics of the sport at the minute. So yeah, it's like I say, she's something that brings something to the table. She's well respected, well liked. She's knowledgeable, got a good amateur pedigree, and brought that through into the pros, and she's been successful. So I think people respect that. And, you know, for all them things, we don't have to trash talk and build a fight up, because our skills will show on the night.
Tash, you just said it then. I think the fight sells for itself, which says, like, you know, the fight in the toughest month of the year sold very well. In a female fight, I think I'm right in saying it's the first time it's topped the Echo. I say the Echo, the M&S Bank.
Yeah. Always be the Echo.
Always, of course, yeah. But I think with this, what does it sort of mean to you being back there? I know it wasn't that long ago. You had another world title there. There's nowhere else you'd rather be. I'm right in saying that.
Yeah. I mean, Manchester has been good to me.
Yeah.
I feel like on an Eddie Mank. I think I won 3 out of the three world titles there.
Yeah.
So yeah, but to be home, there's no place like home. And obviously, like you say, it's, you know, all your family, friends, and everyone in the city. And regardless of what happens in the city, everyone gets behind everyone.
Yeah.
And I love being home.
It's funny because you train in Manchester. Obviously, you were in Bolton a long time as well. But with Liverpool and Manchester, it's always been a funny dynamic. I mean, you've obviously got a bit of a football background as well. Doesn't translate to boxing, does it? In terms of the Liverpool-Manchester thing, never has.
No.
It's always been one big happy family almost, isn't it? It's weird.
Yeah, I think it's the same with Liverpool and Everton. Like, you know, that's here it's a very split city when it comes to football, but then when it comes to boxing, there's like everyone joins and unified.
Yourself, Tony Bell, Liverpool have always got behind their own, especially in the boxing.
Yeah. What's the situation going to be then with, obviously this is IBF on the line. Is that Callum Smith making a racket now? Callum Smith doing that. He's done that on purpose, hasn't he? But with that, I mean, in terms of your welterweight, obviously you've moved up and down, you've done what you needed to do to get the fights you wanted. She's come up a bit as well, hasn't she now? I mean, will that have? How do you think that's going to play out, if anything, any factor that you've thought about?
I mean, it benefited me, and I heard it at the press conference talk about, you know, doing them camps to make weight, like doing super feather, and a whole camp, or at least 9 of the 10 weeks is about making weight. And then so I understood what you meant when I was doing super feather. It was exactly the same. You know, you're constantly in deficit, you're constantly, every session is a run, every session's something. So I get that. And then when I went up, I felt like my body just like, it's not just a simple case of eating more and training less. You've got to be smart in how you do it. But my body was allowed to develop and grow in its own way. But then I had to get used to carrying that extra weight around. And even now, even for the 3 world titles that I had, you never see me go anywhere near the 154 limit, because it was just too physically heavy for me to have. So yeah, it's I think 149 is the heaviest they ever weighed in at. So the 147 it's not a struggle, but it did take some adapting to get used to, all of a sudden you're a stone heavier. It's like being at your leanest, at your fittest, and then someone giving you 2 ankle weights and 2 arm weights and saying, go and perform exactly the same. It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
So you've got to have time to adapt, and I do feel I've had a lot longer to adapt. I know she's done the gradual thing and been at 140, 142, and now she's going to come up, but that extra 5 pounds is going to make a difference.
You've always said about Tash as well, about getting better as you got older.
Yeah, I know, I've always said it. And I think you look at Tasha's last handful of performances, she's boxing better than she ever has, without a doubt. And I always believe, like, for years, I think sort of making that super featherweight, probably Tasha's always, say, even when I hope she don't mind me saying it, when she was a big girl turning over as I know starting as an amateur, he was hurting girls and he was stopping girls very early on. So she's always had that power. So I think she's been able to take that power up. Like I say, she's not. You could still make 140. You could still make 140. You could still make 135. But I feel like she takes the power up, and I just think, like we said it then off camera, I think she's been able to enjoy Christmas with her family that more. Makes Tasha a happy fighter. And that's what I think here now with Tash. But I don't see how it can be a bad fight between Natasha and Mikaela Mayer. I think stylistically, it's anything, because Mikaela, like I say, she's got good engine. She'll always bring it, and she's non-stop. And then obviously we've got the heavy hands of Tash, the boxing skills, and I can't wait for it.
We were just chatting on the way up here as well. Obviously, we're in the strength and conditioning. You use this gym for SNC, don't you, with Johnny behind us now, who's working with Callum. But we were saying about the 3 minutes and the 2 minutes, and this thing's never going to go away, really, is it? In terms of Mikaela wants 3, and we couldn't remember where you stand on this. I know we've asked you about this before.
I always thought 3 suited you better, but I couldn't remember what you said.
I agree. 3 does suit me better. I think you've got a little bit more time to develop into the round, and it's not such a rush. But yeah, it's a conversation that we're still having, that we've tried to have. But it was, and I think she said at the press conference that I believe her, but it was something that was never ever discussed and brought to me as anything other than it was going to be 10-2s, and I wasn't to think she'd ever asked for 3s. That wasn't ever put to me like that. So it was what it was, and at the moment it still stands at 10-2s, but I am happy to do these.
It's a matter of time though, probably, isn't it?
Yeah,
it'll probably happen. I mean, you're in no rush to quit yet, are you? You've still got plenty more to do.
I've been quitting since 2012.
Yeah, but that's, it probably will. There's only, Katie's the most obvious one that doesn't want the 3s, but a lot of the girls do, don't they?
There's a lot of calling for it. Yeah, I think stylistically, I think the 2s are very much suited to Katie. I think the fight with Tasha and Katie sort of sounds like Tasha would love 3s. Katie loves 2s. I don't think that ever changed. But Tasha, we've been sort of talking about Katie and Chantelle. Do you think we'll see the 3rd fight with them?
I would like to. I think it's fair to do that. But obviously there's been a lot of back and forths between media outlets and comments from Chantelle and comments from Eddie, and I don't know if that can be repaired. But I think she deserves it. I think Chantelle deserves it. But I don't know whether it'll happen.
What's the dream? You take care of business against Mayer. What would be the dream fight? And again, it's not one of these look and beyond. It's just that when you think of you've been in there with Katie, you know Chantelle so well. Again, are you looking at things like that and saying, well, yeah, that's if that can be done still at whatever weight, they're still the names that they're still going to be there. They're not going anywhere.
Yeah, no, definitely. I've kind of got an exit plan,
right?
And the exit plan is to get the biggest fights that are available at the time. Obviously, the biggest fighter, I believe it. Number 1 pound for pound for me is Katie. So that'd be a fight. I'd love to be in that conversation, the Croke Park conversation, but. I've got to handle what's in front of me first, and so quickly in boxing, you're looking ahead and the result that you need to happen doesn't happen, and the door's quickly shut. So I don't even let myself think about it and whatever. If it happens, it comes up, but I've got to focus on what's in front of me.
You had to do it without a crowd then, though, didn't you, when you went with Katie? We were in lockdown for a week. Yeah. Well, that would make a nice bit of symmetry after London, wouldn't it? Yeah. That would make a lot of sense. I mean, what week that was? It seems like a lifetime ago, doesn't it? Being locked down, locked in a hotel, I know. Crazy. But still plenty more to come anyway.
Yeah, there's still lots more to come. I'm still, I wouldn't say I'm getting better with age, but there's a certain thing with all the stress and the pressure of, all that time coming up. I wanted to be champion, and you get
mentally much stronger now, Tash, and you can do it so much better now.
Now I've done what I wanted to do, so everything else that happens is a bonus, and that's genuinely how I feel. So all that stress of proving to the world and proving to Joe and proving to everybody else and proving to myself has gone, and I'm back to enjoying the boxing, which is why I think people say, she looks better, because I'm enjoying it. I enjoy going into camp. I enjoy being in the ring, and I just enjoy it.
Do you enjoy it more now because Anthony's not there?
I miss getting punched by Anthony. I miss
punching up.
Yeah, but also it's the music choices that he used to insist on. Things like that. They used to, surely.
I've got a bad playlist. We missed the Crawler Fashion Chronicles. Sometimes he'd come in and be an absolute 10. Sometimes he'd come in and be an absolute 2.
I'd mix it up nicely. But no, Tash, listen, you've been able to enjoy Christmas. To next time we talk about it, enjoying it out the weight, still doing it right. Plans for after the fight?
We'll see what happens. I think I'll probably try and get away in the half term with my little girl. We had a holiday planned for Christmas, which is in the bin. So
never plan holidays in boxing.
Exactly. So she's that's because them sacrifices that you're making, the time that gets taken away from her. I like to try and get it all back in that holiday, and so we'll definitely do something like that.
Yeah, enjoy it. All the best anyway for the big fight, and I'm sure it'll go according to plan.